In this video, I'm going to give you some clarity and help you truly understand the way things work. Plato is one of the biggest traitors to mankind, ironically. Socrates was a fairly wise man. How that is a video in itself. This one, I'm going to focus on 4 reasons why Plato's the biggest traitor to mankind because of how he's applied to Freemasonry. 1 is the history of feminism. 2 is the Eleusinian mysteries and Freemasonry and their connection to Freemasonry. 3 is Plato and his connection to eugenics. And 4 is the allegory of the cave. Now keep in mind there's Greek societies, fraternities, sororities. There is Greeks being credited as the progenitors. Well, they're credited actually as the father of history. Greeks also were the people involved in the Roman Empire. Some of the main people. It's called the Greco-Roman Empire at one point. Also, those are the Ptolemies in Egypt, and these are some of the first people who steal the mysteries from Egypt and Babylon. The Greek mysteries, the Eleusinian mysteries, but I'll get to that in a moment. First, let me read you the history of feminism. I slipped up in the last video and I said de Gauche was one of the women who's credited with the birth of feminism, but it's actually Christine de Pizan. I corrected it in the comments, after 5 minutes after I posted the video and I caught the mistake. This happens a lot. Sometimes I make a video, right away I'll catch the mistake and I'll comment. Anyway, so she's cited by Simone de Beauvoir as the first woman to denounce misogyny, which is the hatred of women, and write about the relations of the sexes. She lived from 1364 to 1430. Other early feminist writers are Heinrich Cornelius Agrippa and Modesta de Pozo de Forci. Okay, then Hannah Woolley, Juana Inez de la Cruz in Mexico. So this, this connects French. Woolley's from England, Mexico, de la Cruz, and then some other, de Gournay, Bradstreet, and de la Barre, and so on. So it becomes a global movement. Okay, but why I bring this up is, that's funny. Oh, here we go. Here we go. This is why. Around 24 centuries ago, Plato, according to Elaine Hoffman Baruch, argued for the total political and sexual equality of women, advocating that they be members of his highest class, those who rule and fight. Well, this is quite a joke. I will say this about women. There are some good women in martial arts. I think the only person who ever won 6 gold medals in fencing was a woman. But keep in mind that fencing is a very small sword, and that most people, especially during Plato's time, did not use a fencing sword when they fought. So, it's quite funny. So whether Plato's being misused or that's what he's actually said, he's responsible for a lot of the wrongs that are going on. And also keep in mind that feminism and eugenics are both very much a part of the liberal or the Democratic Party, the left. The Eleusinian mysteries. Damn, I wish I would have just copied and pasted it onto the WordPad and made the slides. But anyway, when I find it, I know what it says. It says that Plato advocated or explained the Eleusinian mysteries. Oh, here we go. And that, according to Plato, the ultimate design of the Eleusinian mysteries, or the mysteries, was to lead us back to the principles from which we descended, a perfect enjoyment of intellectual and in parentheses, spiritual good. Now keep in mind who holds intellect over quote-unquote superstition? Freemasonry. Okay? Not only has this been said by a female affiliated with a family member of granddaughter of 32 degree Freemasons on the Alan Watts show, which I played and I've cited many times in my videos. But they have the square, they have the compass, the G in the compass. Okay? And they have the trowel, they have things of intellectual importance, geometry, the compass, and etc. So we go on. And also, anyone who knows anything about Freemasonry knows that they study a whole lot of stuff. Intellect is big with them. They have huge libraries. One library has over 300,000 books, you know, Masonic libraries. So going on to eugenics, plato.stanford.edu. Although philosophers have contemplated the meaning and value of eugenics, at least since Plato recommended a state-run program of mating. Okay, I believe that was in Plato's Republic. And they even choose a marriage number, I believe. We can go to Wikipedia, and if I have time, I'll go back to that one. Go to Wikipedia, where it's referenced. But actually, but that I got from plato.stanford.edu. Hey, remember, Stanford is highly involved in eugenics. Damn, this guy's name, I forgot his name. I bring him up in many of my eugenics videos, especially on my Meklo channel. You know, damn, I forgot his name. He was the president of Stanford, I believe. So anyway, the allegory of the cave. If you don't know, it's some people looking at the wall, the shadows on the wall, and eventually a philosopher realizes what is going on and sees beyond it. But let me read what they say. Plato has Socrates describing a gathering of people who have lived chained to the wall of a cave all of their lives, facing a blank wall. The people watch shadows projected on the wall by things passing in front of a fire behind them and begin to designate names to these shadows. These shadows are as close to as the prisoners get to viewing reality. Now, think for a second. I shouldn't have to explain to you this, but I will. Why do you think I'm bringing this up? Because Masons and mind control, that is a form of mind control. Okay? And to support that idea, they will apply gaslighting, but that's a video for it itself. Let's just keep it very simple. Okay? There's also analogy of the sun, analogy of the divided line. Socrates remarks that this allegory can be taken with what was said before, from the analogy of the sun, analogy of the divided line. So you understand who these people are, what they believe. Plato is central to what they believe. Plato is central to feminism as probably the earliest cited reference to feminism, but not given credit as starting the feminist movement, which was de Pizan, and then later on de Gauche and the Eastern Star. The Eastern Star started what the version of feminism we have today, without a doubt, and they control it without a doubt for the most part. But in turn, they are controlled by the Illuminati. You know, it's just like a manager controls McDonald's, but then you have, you know, the CEO, and you have the investors, and you have the, you know, the main headquarters, you know, that ultimately controls them. But Eastern Star are the managers, if you will, of the feminist movement. So I oversimplify it perhaps, and I say that they control the feminist movement and that they started the feminist movement. They started what we have today, and they control what we have today in the way I just described. Now, I do have 2 minutes left, so let me go back here. History of eugenics. If you go to en.wikipedia.org, yeah, the history of eugenics. I don't know if I'm going to find it fast enough. There's quite a bit here. Oh, here we go. It's the pre-Galtonian philosophies. The philosophy was most famously expounded by Plato, who believed human reproduction should be monitored and controlled by the state. However, Plato understood this form of government control would not be readily accepted and proposed the truth to be concealed from the public via a fixed lottery. Kind of funny how we have a lottery to this day, California lottery, etc. Mates in Plato's republics would be chosen by a marriage number in which the quantity of the individual would be quantitatively analyzed. And persons of high numbers would be allowed to procreate with other persons of high numbers. In theory, this would lead to predictable results in the improvement of the human race. However, Plato acknowledged the failure of the marriage number, since gold-souled persons could still produce bronze-souled children. Plato's ideas may have been one of the earliest attempts to mathematically analyze genetic inheritance, which was later improved by the development of Mendelian genetics and the mapping of the human genome. And you have this Human Genome Project, who's pushed by the Jews behind the New World Order. And then you have Galton, who coins the term eugenics, Charles Darwin's cousin. Truly understand, you know, these are sick, sick people. You know, just because you invent a little something, you know, if I invent a fucking pink light bulb before anyone else does, doesn't mean someone else wasn't going to invent it anyway. It doesn't mean that you got the right to fucking force eugenics and sick New World Order, satanic, Freemasonic ideas on us all. The Masons are sick. Plato was a complete coward, a liar, and a fool. Thank you.